There you are at last! Good morning, Mr. Sholmes. I think not. Oh! You're late! What on earth took you so long? Your telegram only arrived at 5 o'clock, Mr. Sholmes. And it's a 20-minute ride to the hospital. That's right. And it's 5:30 now. I think we made very good time. Time is utterly irrelevant. The fact is, I have been waiting for what has felt like an eternity. Alrighty, it's flashback case time. The Memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro. Welcome back, guys. It's Light here. Last time we finished the first case, and now we're about to find out about that second case that happened with Natsume, apparently. Before he went back to Japan. Oh boy.
It was a ghastly tale of a winter's night. One of an invisible killer and a crime perpetrated on the pavement along Briar Road. As the victim lay at death's door, the mystery of just who had stabbed
Not again.
the young lady from
Why is
behind
everybody getting stabbed
had
from
been
behind?
removed. But no sooner had my friend saved that Eastern Exchange student from his harrowing plight,
I love these
then in
narrations.
the dim, flickering shadows of gaslight did a second bizarre crime rend the stillness
some
of that very
Really
night.
terrible luck. Imagine getting saved,
I
and you
dare
think,
say
"Oh, I'm free,"
most can still
and then
recall the
you're the
sensational
defendant in another
headlines of the day.
case.
Haunted apartment of death, the condemned criminal's curse,
What?
the dread demon of coal gas.
What the heck?
Yet, though the great detective had at once discerned the truth upon his arrival at the scene,
Did he?
it only proved to be the overture that announced the rising of the curtain on a most tragic play.
Did he deduce the truth, or did he have a little help with his supposed great deductions? My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a fledgling lawyer, just starting out on my journey. Yay, we're back with Ryunosuke! 6 months ago, I arrived as a visiting student of law, having made the long voyage across the sea from the Empire of Japan to here, London, England. And on the way, in quite extraordinary circumstances, I made the acquaintance of a world-famous detective. So he calls himself. Currently, I reside in the attic of the detective's own lodgings, from where I run my legal consultancy of sorts. I've successfully defended a number of clients in Britain's highest court, the Old Bailey. But since a particularly grueling and unforgettable legal battle 4 months ago now, I haven't returned to the courtroom. In truth, I lost my right to return. Ooh. But the epic trial was just one small part of an epic tale. A tale which was now about to awaken from slumber, thanks to a letter that arrived this morning from my homeland. Oh, so we're gonna like mix in. Okay, so this is present day. What a delicious smell wafting up the stairs. It must be nearly time for breakfast. I'd better go down to Mr. Sholmes' suite and say good morning to the great detective and his flatmate. Alright, 30th of August. Iris! Ah, Reno, good. I was just about to call up to you. The bacon's ready. Is he gonna get to finish his bacon this time? Unlike, which case was it? Case 4 or 5, where he was interrupted. Good morning, Iris. It smells delicious as usual. Before we eat, though, I have some news. I was surprised this morning. Shh, not another word, Miss Naruhodo. Oh, jeez. This could be just an abstruse thing for my pre-breakfast stagnation repelling mental stimulation, my dear fellow. Morning to you too, Mr. Sholmes. Yes, I see. So that's it. Bro, back up. Oh man. The truth is as clear to me as day. My faculties of observation have revealed it again. What are you talking about? You, Mr. Naruhodo, you have, this very morning, met with a surprise. Well, is that not the case? Really, my dear fellow, it barely warrants explanation. Firstly, your hair is particularly unkempt, somewhat reminiscent of a bird's nest. Secondly, you have neglected to fasten the third button on your jacket. Clearly, when considered together, those two facts point to you having been flustered this morning. Can I talk now? But of course, though I don't look for admiration, you understand. My hair always looks like this. It's been this way since I first met you. Oh, it has? And the button was ripped off last night, if you remember. By you. Hurley pulled your button off? Why, what? Yes, I recall the incident now. It was after supper, was it not? As the evening advanced, I picked up my violin and began to play the wailing notes of a haunting tune. But then, to my utter dismay, the third string snapped. Why did it have to happen? Why? Little wonder, then, that in my vexation, I grabbed the first button I saw and ripped it from its proper place. This guy. Not his violin again. Well, I'd like it back now, please. It's troubling me that I can't fasten my jacket. And it's troubling me that you expect me to know where it is. Somewhere thereabouts on the floor, one presumes. Really? Helpful. What matters at the present time, my dear fellow, is simply whether or not my deduction was unerring. But Hurley, Bruno said it when he came in, didn't he? I had a surprise this morning. Well, that really is a surprise. Okay. Yes, this man is the pride of the British Empire, the famous consulting detective, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. There can't be a single person in the world who doesn't know his name. Alright then, enough of this silly conversation. Come and eat this bacon before it goes cold. And I have a new herbal tea for you to try too. My latest special blend. Are you gonna get some to Gregson too? And here we have Iris Wilson, Mr. Sholmes' lodger and companion. A truly exceptional young girl who's the author of a highly successful serialization here in London. Yes, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, as published in Rance magazine. What a combo. So, Mr. Naruhodo, won't you put us out of our misery? What surprised you this fine morning? Ah, well, I received a letter from Japan. Oh, from Susie, you mean? Was it? Really? Aww. That's right. And she had some rather startling news, in fact. Ah, intriguing indeed. You must tell us about it over breakfast. Oh yes, what fun! Oh boy. This is the letter that arrived from Japan this morning, by international post. Oh, how lovely! Look at Susie's beautiful writing. I wish I could read it. And how is your judicial assistant faring, may I ask? She's very well, thank you. In fact, according to what she's written, she actually appeared as a lawyer at the Japanese Supreme Court and won a case. Ah, really? Oh, isn't she wonderful? A cut above your good self, my dear fellow. I've won cases too, you know. Apparently, Mr. Natsume appeared in the trial as a witness. Natsume. No, I don't recall that name. Of course you do. We helped the man twice. You know, in those 2 cases that took place on Briar Road 6 months ago. Ah, the mustache twitchy man with the somewhat feline eyes and the mustache. He didn't have 2 mustaches, Hurley. Yes, who could forget those 2 cases? They made a very deep impression on me. Although I must confess, the details are a little hazy now. A very deep impression they made on you, clearly. So, what was this startling news penned by Mrs. Otto? Do you remember the case of the haunted lodgings, Mr. Sholmes? Yes, it's very interesting, you know? I don't feel entirely uncertain that a case of that nature did not occur. He's totally forgotten then. This guy's memory, I swear. Anyway, in her letter, Miss Susato asked that we read over her case notes again and investigate further. Though it took place half a year ago, for what purpose? Because of something that Mr. Natsume said to her, apparently. He suggested that the real reason why she was called back to Japan so suddenly might have something to do with that case at the haunted lodgings. Oh? On Mr. Natsume's return to Japan, Miss Susato's father questioned him about the case, she says, and something Mr. Natsume said appeared to trouble Professor Mikotoba, prompting him to send that telegram. Oh, that case, yes! It was very strange, wasn't it? Yes. Not this music again. And I had compiled the whole story into a nice, neat manuscript ready for publication, too. But then Hurley here was all funny about it, remember? He was very mean. Not again. That story must not be published, he said, very mysteriously as well. Really? I said that? Are you sure? Do you perhaps know something about it as well, Mr. Sholmes? About why Miss Susato was suddenly told 4 months ago that she had to return to Japan? Tell me! What's going on? It's been 4 months now since we waved Susie off at Dover. It was such a shock, wasn't it? The way she just suddenly announced that she had to go back to Japan. Indeed it was, due to a telegram she received from her homeland, I believe. That's right, telling her to return urgently. Yes, because her father had passed away. No, it just said he was suffering from a high fever, the cause of which was unknown. He's not dead. But according to this letter, that news about her father's fever was just a ruse. A ruse? So Susie's daddy lied to her so she'd make the voyage back home? Why would he do that? I have to admit, I have absolutely no idea. But she believes it's almost certainly related to the case of the haunted lodgings. Summoning her back to Japan so suddenly like that. I wonder what Miss Susato's father is hiding. Hurley, do you know what it's all about? Oh my god. Ah, well, who can say? What? But you said... Please, I have engagements, my dear fellow. My calendar is quite surprisingly full today. This guy... And a stringent analysis of the matter would be excessive, I feel, even if I were quite at leisure. So, Amanda, forward my absence, won't you, Iris? I will, Hurley. Don't worry. See you later. Where is he going? What is he hiding? He's definitely hiding something. He scuttled off rather quickly there. I think perhaps Professor Mikotoba isn't the only person hiding something here. Yep. Sasaki-san was involved in 2 cases, but only one of them was forbidden from being published. By, of all people, Mr. Sholmes. Aha! I found them at last! Iris, are they... The notes about the case? That's right. Susie and I compiled them together. Aww. The case of the haunted lodgings. Do you want to read them, Bruno? Absolutely. Thank you, Iris. Not this music. Oh no, what is going on? I have no idea what secrets could still be hiding in the shadows of this case. But perhaps if I read over the notes again, something might come to light. That's the spirit. And so, Iris and I decided to read over the case notes again together. Everything from what happened to our investigation and that fierce battle in court that followed. Reliving every detail. I just need to find a clue. And I have all the time in the world. Because of course, I'm no longer allowed to practice law in the courts of Great Britain. No! Are you kidding? So that was his punishment for getting McGilded off? It was 6 months ago, a mysterious incident that unfolded on the wintry streets of London. A young woman was found lying on the snowy pavement of Briar Road with a knife in her back. Fortunately, her life was spared, but she was unconscious for several days following the incident. Yeah, we know this. The fog was thick and nobody saw her attack her, but by a cruel twist of fate, a visiting Japanese student was walking behind her at the time and was duly arrested. Oh, Natsume. That man was Suzaki-san, and the man who effected his arrest was Mr. Sholmes. Believing in our compatriot's innocence, Susato-san and I decided to represent Suzaki-san in court, and, after a grueling trial of many twists and turns, we finally managed to prove his innocence. Joyful, joyous, jubilant, jubilation! Was the man's reaction after the trial, but his jubilant jubilation was short-lived. I have to say it again, that's like terrible luck. How? How could you immediately get involved in something else afterwards? We received a telegram from Mr. Sholmes the following morning. The victim of the Briar Road stabbing has regained consciousness. Hurry to Bart's at once. So Susato-san and I summoned a hansom and headed immediately to the hospital. Now the flashback begins. All the way back in February. There you are at last! Good morning, Mr. Sholmes. I think not. Oh! You're late! What on earth took you so long? Your telegram only arrived at 5 o'clock, Mr. Sholmes. And it's a 20-minute ride to the hospital. That's right. And it's 5:30 now. I think we made very good time. Time is utterly irrelevant. The fact is, I have been waiting for what has felt like an eternity. So dramatic. In point of fact, I myself was awoken at 4 this morning by a telegram boy. And feeling it was somewhat unjust that I alone had been roused at such an hour, I sent one to you. Well, thanks for that. Anyway, you're here now, so... The victim is over there. She's only just regained consciousness. No. You should introduce yourselves, and I shall observe from here. So that's the lady who was found on the snow-covered pavement with the knife in her back. Her name is... yes, here we are. Miss Green. Alright, so we have to do this. Good morning. Oh. Hello, I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Oh no! Was it your knife that... Are you the man who... No! I'm a lawyer. And I am Susato Mikatoba. Pleased to meet you. Oh no! Was it your knife then? Are you the one? No. I assure you, I am Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant. We heard that you'd regained consciousness and wanted to come to give you our best wishes. Best wishes? For me? Thank you. I'm Olive Green. I'm an artist. Well, no, that's not right, is it? What I mean is, I'm trying to be an artist. Well, what I really mean is, I desperately want to be an artist. But the truth is, I don't have any talent. I know I don't. It's no wonder I was stabbed in the back. No! I don't think that's related, actually. Gosh, this young woman seems to bend over backwards to put herself down. Seeing as we're here, we should ask her about what happened from her perspective, I suppose. Indeed we shall. To suddenly be struck in the back by a blade as you were walking along the pavement. What a terrible experience you had, Miss Green. It was so cold that day, and the fog was so thick, I couldn't see a thing. That was 4 days ago now, I think. Is that right? Yes, that's right. I'm afraid you've been comatose all that time. But the case has been solved, hasn't it? Well, I've been here in the hospital, I mean. Indeed it has, my dear madam. Spectacularly, by none other than I, Sherlock Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes! As you well know, it was Mr. Naruhodo's hard-working court that solved the case. Are you yet to hear what happened, Miss Green? Yes, I'm afraid so. A gentleman from the police force is supposed to be coming to fill me in shortly. Oh, I see. Me coming round seems to have made everyone frantically busy. I'm so sorry. I should never have regained consciousness. No! It was selfish of me. No! Oh no. We're all so relieved that you're on the mend, Miss Green. Really, we are. With that kind of attitude, maybe her surname should be Blue, not Green. Oh, Rianovsky. Tell me about yourself, Miss Green. So, you're an artist, are you, Miss Green? Oh no! Oh, I couldn't possibly claim that. I'm a fledgling artist at best. I mean, I'm a student of art, really. At the Thorndike Academy of Fine Arts. Oh my, an Academy of Fine Arts. Great Britain is such a wonderful country. Tell me, Miss Green, do you live hereabouts? Oh no, actually, I don't deserve it, but I have a little flat on Brixton Road. Stop! Oh man. I see. How very interesting. Oh no! Is it? Oh jeez. Brixton is some 10 stops away on the underground from here. And Thorndike Academy is a mere 3-minute walk from Brixton town centre. Does that matter, Mr. Sholmes? Perhaps not, but Briar Road is a far less salubrious part of town by comparison, dwelt in by those of inferior means, including the maleficent Mr. Mustache. Inferior means, I suppose Suzuki-san does fit the bill. It struck me as somewhat out of the ordinary for a young fine arts student to be walking in such a district. That's all. What's this? She suddenly clammed up. What? Mr. Sholmes, you should be ashamed of yourself, prying into a young maiden's private affairs. Oh dear me, do forgive me. This guy. If you don't mind. I'm being discharged shortly, so I need to pack up my things. Oh yes, of course. We won't keep you. Thank you so much, Miss Green. Do we leave now? No? Are we supposed to look at stuff? I mean, we can. Sure, let's investigate. Look, there's a photograph in this frame here. Oh yes, it's a picture of a young gentleman. He looks to be about the same age as Miss Green, I would say. Perhaps the young woman's special someone, do you think? My, Mr. Naruhodo. I didn't know you had a sense of matters of the heart. Not in the least. I sincerely said the first thing I thought of. That's funny. Is there a Mr. Naruhodo here? Mr. Naruhodo here? Naruhodo now? Well, if you're looking for Naruhodo, the lawyer, that's me, but... Ah, Mr. Naruhodo, good! This is for you. It's a message from a Mr. Saucy Nutsmeg? Mr. Natsume sent a message to me? But why would a policeman be delivering a message from Mr. Natsume? Exactly. What's going on? What's a Scotland Yard constable doing playing delivery boy at this time in the morning? Ugh! What are you waiting for? Let me see that! Oh! Uh-oh. Well, this is most unexpected. Is something wrong, Mr. Sholmes? Is something wrong, Mr. Sholmes, he says. Have you not seen this note? No, how could I have? Yeah, you stole it from us. It would seem that London's criminals have no intention of letting the great detective rest. A new case calls. A case of murder, no less. We must depart at once. Murder? Call a cab. Time is of the essence. But the trouble is, we've yet to read Mr. Natsume's note. I was thinking we ought to pay him a visit in his lodgings once we did. That will be entirely convenient. Convenient? What do you mean? It's all here in the note, my dear fellows. The murder we must investigate took place at Mr. Mustache's lodgings. Wait, what? I'll hail a fiacre at once. Natsume has the most terrible luck in the world. It was only yesterday that Suzeki-san was in court and we were dispelling doubts about his innocence. And now, the very next day, there's a murder at the man's own address? He may very well be the unluckiest man alive. Yep. Or so it seemed to us at the time, but we were soon to discover it was worse than we thought. Oh, Suzeki. You poor, poor soul. Okay, 7:18. 2 hours have passed, basically. My goodness. Oh, I remember him from Suzuki's case. We ran into him for 5 seconds on the street. If I remember right, he was also staying in the same building. What on earth? Oh my, the gentleman is deceased, without question. He's dead. Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! Mr. Natsume! Oh, why? Why is this happening? Why to me? I've only just got out of court yesterday! I was finally home after 2 days of misery! And then I wake up the next day to this! No early bird should catch a worm like this! Waffle, warm, without wiggle! I see your high spirits again this morning, Mr. Mustache. Ah! Not the horrible hairlock Sholmes! Shove off! Show yourself the door! I never invited you! I love this. Oh man. Mr. Sholmes came here with us. I'm quite sure he'll be able to help you, Mr. Natsume. I am entirely at your disposal, Mr. Mustache. What can I do for you? Grrr! I think he told you what you can do. You can leave. Gregson! Tisk! Here they are. Already. The busybodies. Missed you, Gregson. Ah, Inspector Gregson. What a pleasant surprise. Pleasant, is it? Gives me heartburn every time I see your face at a crime scene, Sholmes. Oh man. Ah, I deduce, Inspector, that your heartburn is a result of your excessive consumption of fried food. Good morning, Inspector. This is a crime scene. Don't go touching anything. Or, good morning to you too, Sunshine. Oh, great. Alright, so I'm guessing. Why don't we start with talking? Let's talk to Suzeki. What a terrible thing to have happened. It's only been 3 days since I was arrested for the incident on the pavement outside. And then, having finally regained my freedom, it starts happening all over again. Endless existence of excruciating experiences. So the victim lived here on the ground floor, and your room is just 1 story up, isn't it? Yes, that's right. In a way, we were neighbors, I suppose. So did you know the victim? Were you friends? I don't think so. Dude, what? What's with that reaction? Why is he shaking so much? What's the matter with Suzeki-san now? It was an innocent enough question, wasn't it? Why does he seem so shaken by it? Well, I suppose he wasn't a complete stranger, but did he ever invite me to his room? Never! On my honor, I swear it. What an extreme reaction. You're probably wishing you'd never asked now, aren't you, Mr. Naruhodo? When we found him here, I felt wretched, which is why I sent word asking you to come. Through that inspector over there! Alright, guess we talk to Gregson now. So, Inspector, what was the victim's name? Who was he? Mr. William Shakespeare. He was a lodger here. Oh, really? Mr. Shakespeare himself, dang. As you can probably tell, he was an actor. Bit of a dead loss, as it happens, or just dead. Mr. Shamspeare. Wait, what? Wait. Oh, he's... That was my bad. Okay, I read Shakespeare. It's Shamspeare. Of course it's Shamspeare. They wouldn't use the actual name. There's the landlord, old Mr. Garrydub, and the other lodger, Mr. Natsume, who found him. Fella didn't rise his usual hour, so Garrydub got worried and kicked the door down. But doesn't Mr. Garrydub have a bad leg? Yeah, you're right there. There's that jittery Japanese hunchback over there who actually did the kicking. Really? Saseki-san? The victim was pretty hard up, it seems. He had done some time inside for petty crimes. He had no money, no place to go, and no friends. His only acquaintances were the people in this house. Miserable life, and a miserable end to it. So, what exactly is Mr. Natsume still doing here? He's not involved in the investigation, so shouldn't you have sent him away from the crime scene? Well, I'm not saying it's because the fellow looks odd or anything, or that he acts suspicious, but I thought it would be prudent to take a statement from the cohabiter. You nearly said culprit there, didn't you? Oh dear, Mr. Natsume appears to be under suspicion again. It certainly seems that way. He does just come across as such an odd fellow, doesn't he? Poor man, how unfortunate. Anyway, can't say much till the coroner gets here. But I don't think the fella's been a goner that long. The body's still warm. Even if the inspector would allow it, I don't think I could bring myself to touch a dead body. We're just gonna look, I guess. Oi! I said hands off! You're gonna mess up my crime scene! Oh, no. I just wanted to look, that's all. No chance. I know you're kind. You'll mess it up just by looking at it. Someone's in a bad mood. There's certainly some bad air in here, isn't there? This guy. Alright, it sounds like I'd better talk to the inspector first and try to curry some favor. But we already talked to him. We talked to him again? Talked to him already. What? Gosh. Why are you like this? Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? You'd only observe to know it, my dear fellow. Investigating, naturally. There's nothing natural about that pose. Mr. Sholmes, have you made some miraculous discovery? Patience, my dear madam, patience. We've not been here in this room 5 minutes. So far, all I've managed to deduce is what actually happened. What? He's like, it's only been 5 minutes. Don't expect that much of me. And then he's like, I've deduced what actually happened. This guy. My goodness. But isn't that everything we need to know, Mr. Sholmes? Now that you proposed the idea, I believe one could, indeed, see it that way. At the present time, I have managed to draw two incontrovertible conclusions. The first, that there was a physical struggle here last night in which the victim fought for his life. What's going on with you? Mr. Natsume, what's wrong? Is something that Mr. Sholmes said significant somehow? No, don't mind me. Forget I was here. That's kinda impossible, dude. And my second conclusion is that there is a poison lingering in the air here last night that passed the victim's lips. Nonsense! What's going on with you? Alright, Mr. Natsume, why are you reacting so extremely to Mr. Sholmes' deductions? No, please! Tell him not here! Invisible, ineffable, inscrutable, insignificant! Impossible to ignore. You must tell us everything, Mr. Sholmes. Spare no detail. But of course. Let the theatrical tragedy before us be unraveled by my great deductions, presented for your pleasure in 2 acts. Here we go again. We've heard some truly astounding great deductions from Mr. Sholmes in the past. No doubt this will be no exception. What miracles will unfold before our eyes this time? So, my dear fellows, for your delight and wonder, let the curtain rise. For Sherlock Sholmes' Logical and Reasoning Spectacular, Act 1. Oh boy, here we go again. Game is in foot indeed. Alright, cause of death. careful observation of the victim reveals to us the events that transpired in this disconsolate room last night. Foam at the mouth of the deceased clearly indicates the use of poison. He reacted to that. Next to the victim, we notice a large dining plate, which contains, you will observe, one half of a sizable bar of soap, meaningful indubitably. That soap? Why is the soap set so purposely upon the dish? Like the victim's last supper, in fact, yes. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course, the fork reveals the answer. I'm guessing not. But why is he holding a fork? It appears that the young man's appetite was his undoing. Taking up arms in the form of his cutlery, the victim engaged in a deadly battle for his life. Yet the struggle against his hunger was in vain, for in the end, he couldn't resist devouring the slippery feast. But London's foul soap is besmirched by foul poison. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the contents of the plate. It was the cup. We can see it spilled. The soap and the lather about the young man's mouth are too perfectly matched to ignore. The lather on his mouth is from the poison. The cause of death was clearly intoxication due to excessive ingestion of foul soap. Though personally, I have a greater interest in the taste of foul candle wax, of course. What? Alright, poisoning from soap and ingestion. Oh man. I want to know suicide or murder. I want to know why Sasaki is reacting so harshly. What the heck? The cause of death identified. We proceed to Act 2, where we ponder the next question. Was it suicide or murder? What does he know? He knows something. Look at him twitching like that. What the heck? Natsume. The audience will recall that death occurred during the victim's last supper. Did the man dine and die alone? This single teacup suggests the answer. To draw a conclusion of such meager evidence would be foolish, however, certainly. He was there with him. And he keeled over in front of him. But obviously he didn't put the poison in there. The careful criminal could have absconded with his own cup to cover his tracks. Well, allow me to lift the veil of doubt, my dear fellow. What the heck? Indeed, what reveals the answer, of course, is the broken lock. It was the drink on the table. There's something in it, I'm guessing. Though forced open now, at the time of the incident, the door was locked. And the sole key was in the victim's pocket. In other words, when the victim consumed the poison, he must have been alone. Along with his inferior soap, from whence wafted an inferior scent. And with that acrid aroma lingering in the air, the victim at his end, in tragic solitude. We can take comfort only in the fact that his soul was cleansed on its way to the hereafter. Oh my goodness. No possible perpetrator present. Nah, not the way Sasaki's reacting. Not that I'm saying Sasaki did it, but Sasaki knows something. Thus concludes the final act of Herlock Sholmes' great deduction. It was something, alright. Oh man. The silence. Every time. There's just one thing, Mr. Sholmes. You are disposed to identifying just one thing, aren't you? Aren't you, Mr. Naruto? Pray, what concerns you? Well, no matter how hungry he was, do you really think the man would have eaten soap? It is quite apparent that this man had barely a penny to his name. It is a curious thing, but to one so destitute, soap can suddenly appear quite irresistibly appetizing. How extraordinary! Susato, I love Susato. In truth, I have tried a little soap myself in the past. Of course. You've eaten it, you mean? My dear fellow, it was some time ago now. My postulation was that it would cleanse my gut. And did it? Of course not. As I writhed in agony on the floor and spilt the contents of my stomach, yes, I believe it did. No, it didn't. The experience taught me a valuable lesson. Soap is quite poisonous. It has an unpleasant taste and leads to great discomfort. In summary, I cannot recommend it. Believe me, I wouldn't eat it, even if you did. There's something that troubles me as well, actually. Oh, what's that? It's Mr. Natsume. Ah! I couldn't help noticing him shuddering and quivering out of the corner of my eye. Almost as if Mr. Sholmes' deductions touched a nerve somehow. Nonsense! Well, that clenched teeth episode didn't last. I think, judging by Mr. Natsume's reaction, the great detective's deductions may need some gentle corrections in order to reach the actual truth. Yes, Mr. Sholmes' observations and deductions are sometimes a little too sharp. He has a tendency to hit the nail on the side of the head and drive it in at an obtuse angle. When he does that, it falls to us to straighten things out. Yes, it does. Yay, I'm glad to do this again. Alright then, let's see what we can do. Yes, we must pick out the keywords in Mr. Sholmes' quite brilliant deductions, and discreetly exchange them for something that makes a little more sense. If we can do that, I'm sure we'll arrive at what Mr. Sholmes meant to say in the first place. In that case, are you ready for the second performance of the day? Once again, my dear fellows, for your continued delight and wonder, let the curtain rise. For Sherlock Sholmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular, Act 1. Oh boy. Here we go again. Yeah. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Oh boy. I just love the theatrics of this though. It's awesome. Oh, I didn't even notice his face when they showed it at this angle. Uh-huh. It does look like it was bitten out of though, it's true. Well, you can't deny that a fork implies the man was eating something. Or about to eat something. Yes, that's true. If I were to decide to eat some soap, I should prefer to use a fork than attempt it with chopsticks. And of course, only half of the bar of soap is left on the plate. But might there be some other explanation? Something material that proves whether or not the man really ate some soap. Let's take a look-see. Oh! There's some soap on the floor. I think we can just present it. There we go. Here we go again. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course. The other piece of soap reveals the answer. It being the other half of soap on the table. In short, the victim was not eating soap at all. But it's obvious, really, for no depths of hunger could drive any man to attempt to eat soap. Even I, with my unquenchable thirst for practical knowledge, took only a single bite. But that begs the question of how the man was poisoned, because there's no sign of any food on the table. An excellent observation, Mr. Naruto, and one that furnishes us with the answer we seek. For London's foul soap is besmirched by foul poison. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the contents of the plate. Mr. Sholmes is still pushing the soap argument then. Perhaps he's suggesting the man licked the soap rather than ate it. If soap in London is that poisonous, I don't think I want to be washing my hands with it. There are some signs, but there are no signs of any food in this room at all. Of course, food isn't the only thing that passes people's lips, isn't it? Do I examine it first? Yes, a Western vessel for the serving of infusions of dried tea leaves. It's a teacup, Mr. Naruhodo, as you well know. Stop putting on airs. And it's empty. Ah, so we've already established that the victim wasn't eating soap when he died. However, there's significant evidence to suggest that he was drinking tea. My thoughts exactly. Alrighty.
Take that!
Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the teacup. Indeed, cups have been the vessel of choice for practicing poisoners over the centuries. And it would appear that this victim drank every last drop. There's no sign of food anywhere in the room. Why is he twitching like that? Which leads us to the immutable conclusion. The cause of death was clearly intoxication due to the ingestion of poison contained in this teacup. There we go. Now we're on the right track. Cause of death identified, we proceed to Act 2, where we ponder the next question. Was this suicide or murder? The audience will recall that death occurred during the victim's Last Supper. Oh wait, why am I reading this again? He died... No. Ah, the Western vessel for infused hot drinks again. It's already featured heavily in our deductions so far. Yes, we can imagine that shortly before his death, Mr. Shamspear was having a drink of tea. There would be nothing remarkable about that, but what troubles me is Mr. Natsume's reaction when he heard Mr. Sholmes suggest it. There's more to this deduction than it seems. We must closely examine the scene of the crime again for more clues. What else is on the... Oh! Oh! Oh!
Take that!
I knew it! Did the man dine and die alone? This other teacup suggests the answer. Yes, there were 2 teacups in this room all along. Ah! In other words, this is a strong indication that at the victim's Last Supper, there was a guest present. At the very least, we can say now with certainty that somebody else was here in this room last night taking tea with the victim. Oh no. What are you talking about? Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly, unreasonable! To draw a conclusion on such meager evidence would be foolish, however, certainly. In which case, what more can we deduce about this possible guest at the table? Well, allow me to lift the veil of doubt, my dear fellow. Uh-oh. Do you mean to say you know who exactly was in this room at the time of the victim's death? Indeed. What reveals the answer, of course, is the broken lock. Nope. I'm not sure I like where this deduction is going now. I'm afraid it's too late to go back to the halcyon days of eating too much soap. But the identity of the guest who was in here last night when the victim passed away is something I have a very, very bad feeling about. Well, you can try to ignore your feelings, but we cannot ignore the truth, Mr. Naruhodo. No, I suppose not. Time to look around again. Empty bottle. Pile of books. At first glance, it seems that the only things in this room are the makeshift stage and the costumes. I overlooked these 3 books initially. I wonder what they are. Let's see. The titles read... Picture of Monsieur Lecoq, Canterbury Yearnings, and Emile for Gabriel. Are those the books that he purchased? Oh no. Wait, I'm sure I've heard those titles before. Yep. It could just be an incredible coincidence, but They're the exact same 3 books that Mr. Natsume purchased the other day. What? Yes, on the day of the unfortunate incident when Miss Green was stabbed. Suzuki-san had just been to a bookshop and bought them, that's right. And now, those 3 titles are here in the room of the victim. Yet Mr. Natsume claims never to have been here before. Uh-oh. What does this mean, do you think? I really don't know what to make of it. Uh-oh.
Take that!
Not good. Natsume, you fool. But like, my take is that they were just drinking together and then he died in front of him. I don't think... Of course, Natsume didn't poison him. It's just... It's crazy. I wonder how he was poisoned. Indeed, what reveals the answer, of course, is the pile of familiar books. Quite so. It's no mere coincidence that these 3 titles are here in this room. It's the link to the truth. Oh boy. Ugh! Mr. Natsume, you purchased these books 4 days ago at a second-hand bookshop. That's just a coincidence! In that case, you will be able to bring the same 3 titles from your own room, will you not? This very moment. Ah, poor guy. No! Never! None! Negotiable! If you can't bring your own copies here, it proves that these 3 books are in fact yours. Having purchased the books 4 days ago and returned to your lodgings, you were arrested the very next day. So you could conceivably have brought the books here on that evening, but you never mentioned that. In other words, you could only have brought these 3 books here to the victim's room. Oh boy. I love this though. Nice animation. Last night, having returned to your lodgings after the trial concluded at the Old Bailey. Dun dun da. In short, there is only one possible conclusion. The victim died here in this room last night as a result of poisoning. And that same night, the victim had a visitor. And that visitor... Oh boy. I love them. They work so well together. Was you, Mr. Suzuki Natsume. But that doesn't mean he poisoned him. Thus concludes the final act of Herlock Sholmes' great deduction. Suzuki Natsume at the scene. Oh boy. Deduction complete. Elementary. Woohoo. Ha ha ha. Ugh. Ugh. Not again. Not again. Not again. Not again. Oh boy. Well then, Mr. Natsume. It would appear you're gonna have to accompany me down to the yard again. But wait! Hold your horses! Yes? Door! Key! Locked! Entry! Exit! Entirely! Impossible! He's so flustered he's being even stranger than normal. What? You think that's an alibi? You could have just made a copy. What? You live in the same building after all. You'd have plenty of opportunity, I'm sure. But... Misery me! Sorry, sir. You'll get your chance to give your side of the story later. The facts speak for themselves, Mr. Mustache. No. Ugh! You horrible Herlock Sholmes! Yeah, this is not gonna help that. Twice now, because of Herlock's deductions, he's been arrested. Oh my god. He really has found himself an arch rival now, hasn't he? Come on now, no dilly-dallying. Outside. There's a carriage waiting. Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! I never imagined I'd be in this position again, but... You have to help me! Please! Please! I'm innocent! Alright, I understand. We'll come to your cell later and talk about it. And one more thing! Oh, yes? My poor little kitty cat! Please give him his breakfast for me! No, poor Suzaki. And so, his evil curse still apparently unbroken, Suzaki-san found himself once again the prime suspect in a case of murder. Thanks to the incriminating deduction of the great detective. My dear fellow, that honor belongs to you. Oh boy, does it? Does it? Well, at least that means Inspector Gregson is no longer here. We can examine the crime scene in more detail now. Yes, that's right. Ah, and of course. What? Have you forgotten what the inspector mentioned before? It was the landlord, Mr. Garadeb, who discovered Mr. Shamspear. Ah, Mr. John Garadeb, yes. I expect we could find him in his sitting room on the top floor as usual. Oh great, we get to talk to him again. Right, we must remember to go and talk to him later then. Alrighty. Dang. What a great deduction indeed. Guess we'll start investigating next time. Oh, poor Suzaki. Why is he always in the wrong place, the wrong place at the wrong time? And why is Sholmes always deducing his downfall? Alright, guess we'll have to defend him again. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.